Hi again, this is Lesson 3 homework, and the objective for Lesson 3 is to name numbers within 1 million by building understanding of the place value chart and the placement of commas for naming base 1,000 units. And the place value chart is something that we are going to be using throughout the entire year, and it's a great model to use, and it's a tool that you will be using for a very long time, so it's important to use it whenever possible. So number 1 is asking us to rewrite these numbers, including commas where appropriate, and the commas help us to read numbers. And here is another place value chart where we shaded the periods: ones, tens, hundreds, ones, tens, hundreds, ones, and then tens, hundreds. And the pattern makes it easier to read the numbers, and that pattern repeats for each period. So this is the ones period, the thousands period, the millions period, and then the billions period. In between each period, you add a comma, and that helps you to read numbers. You always start in the ones place. So ones, tens, hundreds, comma, thousands. Ones, tens, hundreds, comma, ones, tens, hundreds. But that is the thousands period. And even though this has a lot of digits and it's a very large number, the commas make it easier to read. So ones, tens, hundreds, comma, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, comma, 1 million, 10 million, 100 million, comma, 1 billion, 10 billion. So when you read numbers, you read the digits that are in that period. So this would be 10 billion, 10 million, 11,000, 1. So it kind of gives you a better way to read numbers, and you read them in their periods, in their section that are divided or separated by commas. Ones, tens, hundreds, comma, thousands, 10,000s. Ones, tens, hundreds, comma, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, comma, millions. And here we go. So we're going to solve these expressions and record the answer in standard form. So in parentheses, I kind of did that to help you, but you should just be writing the standard form. So 4 tens plus 6 tens. So 6 plus 4 is 10. So now you have 10 tens. And we know 10 times 10 is 100. So that would be 100. 800s plus 200s. 8 plus 2 is 10. So you have 10 hundreds. And 100 times 10 is 1,000. 5,000s plus 7,000s. 5 plus 7 is 12. So you have 12,000s. 1,000 times 10 is 10,000, which would give us 12,000. Now this is very similar, except we're combining not just hundreds to hundreds and thousands to thousands, but thousands and hundreds. And using the place value chart, which we will always be using it with our personal whiteboards, and you should be able to draw this pretty easily by yourself. We're going to use dots for this program, but you make a circle for your place value discs, and you're going to write it in standard form. So you have 2,000s, but you have 12 hundreds, and we know that 10 plus 2 is 12, and when you have 10 hundreds, that equals 1,000. So this will be regrouped into the thousands place, giving us 3,000s and 200s. So 3,000s, 200s, 3,200. It's the same idea. 14 10,000s, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 12,000s, 10, 11, 12. We know that this 10 is going to be regrouped to be 100,000. And this 10 is going to be regrouped into a 10,000 because 1,000 times 10 is 10,000. 10,000 times 10 is 100,000. So that will be 100,000, 5 10,000s, 2 thousands. So 152,000. 10 times 5,000s. So let's see. What is 10 times 1,000? Well, 10 times 1,000 is 10,000. So instead of 5,000s, it will be 50. So each one of these, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, there are 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, times 10. There are 10 in each of these, which will give us our answer. Each one of these will be regrouped into a 10,000, which will give us 5 10,000s or 50,000. 4 10,000s, 4 10,000s, 4,000s times 10. Well, 1,000 times 10 is 10,000. 10,000 times 10 is 100,000, which would give us 440,000. So now we have 27,000s, 300s, and 5 ones times 10. Well, 1 times 10 is 10. So these ones will be moved over into the tens place, which will give us 50. 300, well, 100 times 10 is 1,000. That will give us 3,000. 27,000s, well, 1,000 times 10 is 10,000. But that will give us 27 in the 10,000s. And we can't have 20, so they will be regrouped again into the 100,000s place, which will give us 273,050. And how many thousands? Well, how many in the thousands period? 273. And this is our final word problem. A large grocery store, so I did GS for grocery store, received 2,000 apples. Well, that's what that says. A neighboring school, NS, received 20 boxes of apples with 100 apples in each one. So 10, 20 in the hundreds. And we know that 10 is regrouped into the thousands. 10 is regrouped into the thousands, which will give us 2,000. 20 times 100 is 2,000. So the large grocery store and the neighboring school receive the same number of apples. I hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you at school tomorrow. Bye-bye.